a family. So this, I'm gonna give y'all an update on my process with this foster care journey, okay? Because baby, it's a journey. You hear me? It's a journey and it's frustrating. I want to come on here and vent to y'all because I'm like, I know why I'm doing this. I just I gotta stay focused and keep putting that in the back of my mind, like what's my reason. I gotta keep saying that because there's been a few times at this point that I was ready to just pass that baton like to the next one, because this has been crazy, right? It's been crazy. So it's taking too long, first of all, for me to even get my home study. I'm not even done with the licensing. We're not even talking about what comes after when you start doing placement and it gets real crazy. I'm in the beginning stages where I should have had my home study done months ago. You hear me? And when I say months, I mean 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, so I'm irritated, okay? Right? Supposed to do my home study, got everything done with the caseworker, right? Boom, caseworker tell me, she's leaving, okay? Which is fine, I get it. It's a high turnover rate, with caseworkers, I understand. So she says, well, I'll be in touch with you in a few weeks. I'm like, okay, dang. Here it is. At that time, it was November. So I'm like, you gonna get in touch with maybe December. I said, you gonna get in touch with me in a few weeks. That means I'm not even gonna have my home study done until, I'm thinking in my mind, it won't be done until, my license won't be done until the middle of January. Maybe the middle of January, right? So supposed to do the home study. I forgot what day it was, but she contacted me saying, no, we can't do it, we get in contact with you. I said, okay, cool. It took them a minute for them to get in contact with me, right? Get in contact with me. And so she introduced me to the new caseworker, which he cool. I like him. He just got dealt the short end of the stick when it came to, this whole process, because the ball was dropped, okay? And it wasn't dropped just by the case where I was dealing with. The ball was dropped by everybody, and her supervisor as well, because it shouldn't have took this long. You're a supervisor for a reason. Like, somebody is supposed to be making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do. Like, who's following up behind all this? Like, this is crazy. It's not a deadline, and it is a deadline. State says it's a deadline, but it's not a deadline for y'all and for you to go over her work to see whether or not she's completed everything. I guess not, right? So I do all this stuff with this new caseworker. He tell me, oh, I'm missing this, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Y'all know I'm prompt. I do not play. When he told me he was going to call me at a certain time to go over the stuff I needed originally, he called me at the time he said he was going to call. I said, oh yeah, I like that. You prompt. I like that. Like, I'm about my business, and I like people that's about their business, okay? Period. So he called me. On time, he tell me, oh, I need this, this, and that. I said, okay, cool. I don't know why it's missing, but I already had everything because I already sent it to the caseworker prior to. So I just boom, 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 sent it all back, right? Now we're waiting on a reference that 2 references, actually. Wait on 2 references. So he told me, that he would actually call my references, to expedite it. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Because I know if you call them, they're going to be more inclined to, hurry on sending it back, right? So my last reference, it took her a little bit to send hers in. Because now mind y'all, my references have already done this whole procedure. This is their second time filling out this reference form for me, okay? So they look burnt out at this point. They're like, I just did this. And it's a 2-page form on top of that, right? So in the meantime, though, the caseworker says, oh, well, we need your son's references too. They need my son references. My son, I'm like, my son doesn't need references, okay? He don't need references. Mind you, my son he's 20 years old, but he's not an applicant, okay? He's not applying to be a foster parent, right? Only the ones that are applying to be foster parents are the ones that have to get references, and they have to then do this class, right? This 6-week class. They also have to do the CPR class, right? The foster parents have to do way more, right? We also have to go get our fingerprints done. That's what the foster parent applicants have to do. My son is an adult member of the household, so he has to then go get a background check. You know, they have to make sure he doesn't have anything on his records. And he has to then fill out an application that is for non-applicants, adult members only, right? Clearly, if he was an applicant, he would be on my form. He's not. I'm the applicant, the only applicant, and then under him it says adult members. Then I put his name and his information. He then gets a packet separate than mine, right? And it says, I'm like, what is the issue? But anyways, he says that he needs references too. I said he don't need references. He said, oh, well, my supervisor says he does. And this is a new process. He does not need references, y'all. He don't need them, okay? It's hard enough to get references for myself. I mean, I can get references because, I got work history. I have friends. He's 20. And it can't be anybody. Some agencies will allow you to have 2 family members and 1 outside of the family. But it can't be any family. So who you think what references you think he gonna get? And on top of that, these references pertain to specifically him interacting or the applicant interacting with the kids. Like, he stays here. He's not going to be an adult. He's not going to be an applicant where he's going to be hands-on. He's going to be here, but he won't be hands-on with the kids. Not to mention, though, y'all, check this out. This is what's irritating me. So you also got to fill out a paperwork for the alternative caregiver, right? This is so stupid. You got to fill out a paperwork for alternative caregiver, which this is not done right here, though. But that's just in case something happens. You get admitted to the hospital, anything. The alternative caregiver is the ones that will then, do the transport. They will they basically are going to be the ones that take over for you when you can't do it, right? The alternative caregivers, all they have to do is fill out an application, fill out a little form, to get their background done. And that's it, right? Why would my son then have to, if he's just an adult member of the household, why would he have to get references when he's not an applicant? And why wouldn't the caregiver that's going to be taken over, if something happened, why wouldn't they need references as well? Ping! I guess they not putting things together, and neither is his supervisor. But it is irritating to me that y'all, I know he's new, so it's not, I'm not saying anything bad towards him or his supervisor. It's just that somebody doesn't know the process, and it's irritating because here I am. I've been waiting too many months. I've been waiting a year at this point. A year. I've been waiting a year at this point to get to that point, and it's like, get to this point and we at a standstill for no reason, because you stay asking about references that we do not need. I'm like, at this point, I need to speak to your supervisor, because I'm irritated now. This is too much. You already taking too long. I've been very gracious in anything that y'all asked me to do, but y'all playing games. You need foster parents. I get it that y'all got certain things that y'all got to do, but this is too much. You need foster parents, and y'all done already went over the timeline and everything. Let's expedite this. You're playing and you're taking too long for things that you don't need. I'm a chill out, but I needed to vent because I'm like, this is silly. I done told y'all you do not need it. This ain't my first rodeo, y'all. If y'all know, looking back, I've went through this process before. with trying to adopt my cousin's baby. So I went through the process of foster care because she was in foster care on the verge of being adopted. So I had to deal with both foster care and with the adoption agency at the same time, right? Not only that, but we had 2-3 caseworkers in between the time. She had a different caseworker, 2 caseworkers while I was doing this process for foster care. So I had to do a home study. I done did this home study. This will be my 4th time, y'all. My 4th time doing home studies. So you know I'm a pro at this point. So I know what is needed and what's not needed. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to hide nothing. I don't care about, doing a reference, but it's going to be harder. But the fact is that you making me jump through loops and hoops for things that are not needed. And if you need family, if you need foster parents like you say you do, what is the hold up? Right? What's the hold up? I don't like it, y'all, and it's starting to irritate me. But I'm like, I'm keeping my eye. I'm staying focused on what I originally set out to do, and I'm gonna see it through. Baby, we on an emotional roller coaster right now, like, y'all. I see a lot of time where foster parents get on here and they say, that you need to have a support system. You do. Hands down. You need to have a support system because you need to be able to talk to somebody. You need to be able to vent. And they also have this program called, I know in Michigan it's called the Mayor, I think it is, or Navigators. But they, are for the foster parents because you need them. You need somebody to help you to advocate or talk to somebody because this right here is ridiculous, y'all. Like, I've never seen it be held up. This is stupid. And then when you do the home study, check this out, y'all. The only thing they do when they do the home study, because I did it 3 times already, is they come make sure that your water's running. They come make sure that they look at the room that the child is going to be sleeping in. They make sure that you got a car seat. They make sure that you have, all your sockets are covered. But that's it. Okay? That's it. They don't check for clothes. They don't check for none of those other things. They don't check in your refrigerator to see if you got food. None of that. Which is, I thought that's what we was going to do. But I done been through it 3 times. So I know that's not. Because I was prepared for it the first time. Like, okay. I didn't need to be prepared. Because I'm going to stay, refrigerator going to stay stocked. Cabinet's going to stay stocked. But anyways, I thought that's what they were going to do. No, they came in, baby. She came in the door. Went to the bathroom. Can you turn the water on? I turned the water on. Okay, well, where's the child gonna be sleeping at? Took her upstairs to the room. She looked around, asked me a few questions about why it was that I was doing what I was doing. We went back downstairs. Then she looked at the car seat and was like, okay. That was the first, second, third time. But the adoption caseworker, though, she did go, she actually went into the basement to see what the basement looked like. I think that's the way. But the other foster care caseworker, when they came back and do it again, because this how this go. She came back, the new one came back and did it again. She did the same exact thing. She sat down, talked to me though, and asked, and talked to my son a little bit about, why we were doing what we were doing and how we was gonna feel, how he was gonna feel with a new addition or new additions in the house, all that. So never, ever, ever have we had to do a reference for my son because it's not needed. He's not an applicant. And I'm trying to point that on the form too. If you look at the form, y'all, if you're from Michigan, you look at the form, it says applicant on top of it. Applicant number 1, applicant number 2. Then at the bottom, right under applicant, it says adult member of the household. It's not an applicant, it's an adult member of the household. So, y'all, I just had to vent. I needed to. Because this is frustrating and it's irritating. But we're going to get through it because I'm telling them I need to speak to your supervisor. At this point, I need to speak to her because clearly it's a disconnect and you are giving him misinformation. He's new to this position, so he doesn't know. But you're giving him misinformation, and it's not correct. So we need to make sure that going forward, that he has the right information, so that he isn't having everybody do this when there's no need for it. Right? I'm gonna talk to him. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together, baby. I will be having my license by the end of February. I set a date on it. 2/28. You better know that home study gonna be done. I put a date on that right now. Stamp it. I had to stamp that, y'all. But yeah, y'all. I just want to give y'all that update on what's going on. Yeah, I just want to vent to y'all, let y'all know we still in this. Don't trip. We gonna see it through. But yeah, just want to let y'all know that I'm finna go ahead and get to work. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.